Adolescence and youth is a time of enormous vibrancy, discovery, innovation, and hope. It is also a critical moment for adolescents and young people to realize their rights to health, well-being, education, and full and equal participation in society. Supporting and empowering adolescents and young people in sub-Saharan Africa since 2013. Meet the Our Rights, Our Lives, Our Future O3 program. This UNESCO flagship program covers 33 countries in sub-Saharan Africa. The O3 program is contributing to allowing adolescents and youth to develop the skills, knowledge, attitudes, and competencies required for reducing new HIV infections, reducing early and unintended pregnancies, and eliminating gender-based violence, thanks to improved access to good quality comprehensive sexuality education, or CSE, safer school environments with decreased violence, stigma, and discrimination, and a more progressive policy environment that challenges child marriage and gender-based violence. So, what did UNESCO and its partners achieve through the O3 program? For children, adolescents, and young people who are at the center of the O3, 30 million learners were taught CSE in schools, and 61,000 primary and secondary schools were providing life skills-based HIV and sexuality education. More than 50 million young people in and out of school were reached through multiple media platforms in 1 year, including television lessons, interactive radio lessons, social media, mobile applications such as Hello Ado, Radar, and the Zizo Paden WhatsApp chatbot. 325,000 in-service and pre-service teachers have been trained and equipped to deliver quality CSE and reproductive health services were implemented. Adolescents and young people living with disabilities were supported to access sexual and reproductive health information and services, including via a strong research collaboration with Leonard Shesha Disability and a focus on breaking the silence about CSE in Malawi and Zimbabwe. The prevention of violence in schools was addressed, for example, with the Connect with Respect tool. Youths were inspired to go back to school, for example, via the Back to School at the Crossroads campaign. Multiple innovative initiatives and resources were created under the O3 program. CSE radio lessons, CSE scripted lesson plans, the CSE online course, the CSE in-person teacher training manual, teacher training manuals to address school-related GBV, the regional learning platform, and the CSE community of practice, Break the Silence TV series, TED Talks with young people, the vibrant Young People Today website, apps and a chatbot, the analysis and imagery of education response to school-related GBV. To get all stakeholders to support the vision of a young empowered, the O3 program has worked with parents, religious leaders, traditional leaders, and politicians. More than 30,000 parent-teacher associations were reached, for example, via the Our Talks program on parent-child communication. 20 million community members were sensitized to the importance of keeping girls in school. More than 700 religious leaders have been trained to train others in promoting adolescent sexual and reproductive health and rights, and the Religious Leaders Toolkit and Manual were distributed. While opposition to CSE continues to be an issue, UNESCO led the analysis and mapping of CSE-related opposition through a global landscape analysis and case studies on CSE opposition in 5 countries. Girls' education, health, and empowerment are priorities. The Keeping Girls in School campaign addressed the gendered impact of COVID-19 on educational access. Media and young people were trained to advocate for girls' return to school through a variety of topical messages broadcast on radio and television programs. The Let's Talk EUP campaign and radio drama was created to end early and unintended pregnancy. O3 worked on the prevention of child marriage and on transforming gender norms and attitudes of learners and promoting gender equality. Thanks to O3 and its focus on improving the quality and coverage of CSE and sexual and reproductive health services, youths acquired skills, knowledge, attitudes, and competencies that benefited their health, well-being, education, and contributed to their full participation in society. To strengthen evidence-based policy advocacy, UNESCO commissioned 59 research pieces and evaluations, which played a pivotal role in evidence-informed programming, decision-making, and policy-making. These covered CSE, young people with disabilities, COVID-19, early and unintended pregnancy, school-related gender-based violence, and etc. The O3 program is building the path towards the realization of Sustainable Development Goals on education, health, gender, and other key SDGs, especially those related to poverty, hunger, and peaceful and just societies. While being a pioneer of intersectoral work in education, health, gender, and youth, the O3 program is run in partnership with ministries of education across the 33 countries in which it is implemented. The O3 program has successfully contributed to raising the political priority of comprehensive sexuality education in many countries. The historic East and Southern Africa commitment was renewed for the 2021 to 2030 period, and strides were made towards a similar commitment in the Western and Central African region. UNESCO is also trailblazing the development of a continental strategy on education for health and well-being in collaboration with the African Union. UNESCO launched in 2021 a new companion project, O3+, which is focused on scaling up access to sexual and reproductive health services in higher and tertiary education institutions, starting with Phase 1 in Zambia and Zimbabwe, and then Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, Namibia, Rwanda, and South Africa. The project will be advocating for policy and practice changes to make campuses safe and inclusive learning environments for students and staff. UNESCO and its partners are advancing towards achieving the vision of a sub-Saharan Africa where adolescents and young people are empowered, healthy, and resilient, and have the capacity to reach their full potential and contribute to the development of their community, country, and region. The O3 program is brought to you by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization and Ministries of Education with the generous support from Sweden, France, Norway, Switzerland, Ireland, and the Packard Foundation.